The time now, it is 5 o'clock on this Saturday evening, August the 9th, 2014, on a Saturday evening. It's time now for the Waterman Judiciary PJ Wiggins. The evening report, Saturday evening, August the 9th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. Our conditions at 5 o'clock in North Massachusetts got a temperature of 82 degrees on temperature with a few clouds, humidity of 43%, wind speed east about 6 miles per barometer, 3.04 inches, dew point about 57 degrees, and visibly 10 miles at heat index of 82 degrees here. Okay, let's take a look at our radar scope, and it shows a spotty rain shower around Andover and Lawrence and around Wilmington. And spotty rain showers east of Athol, northeast of Peterson, Massachusetts here. And take a look at up north, and it shows some spotty rain showers east of Kennebuck and around Auburn, Lewiston, around the Maine Turnpike and west of Augusta and up in Waterville. And spotty rain showers around down east of Maine and up into New Brunswick and down for central and east central portions of Nova Scotia and stretching down from southwestern and central and east central portions of Prince Edward Island. The spotty rain showers in southeastern Quebec and west central portions of Quebec and east central portions of Ontario. And a line of deluge of spotty showers and storms and a lot of heavy rain in eastern North Carolina down for and a lot of spotty showers and storms. Some of from much of the southeastern states and up into Tennessee, Kentucky, up into southern Indiana, western Indiana, and eastern Illinois. Spotty rain showers around southeastern and north central portions of Texas down for southern Oklahoma down for western Arkansas down for southwestern portions of Missouri here. And spotty rain showers and storms from western Mexico down to Forkwood region, eastern California, Northern Nevada, and up into eastern Idaho, Wyoming, down to Nebraska, western and eastern Dakotas, and up into Minnesota here. And take a lot of showers and storms from Montana and up into western Manitoba and southeastern Saskatchewan and west central portions of Manitoba and for central and east central portions of British Columbia. Terry, Montana, good evening, 72 degrees with a thunderstorm in the area here. Alright, look at that satellite loop here, and it shows, we'll zoom it out, and then it shows some spotted clouds around the northern portion of Massachusetts and up the southeastern coast of Maine. Spotted clouds around Atlantic Canada and widespread patchy clouds from much of the southeastern states up in the Mississippi Valley and down to the Dakotas, down to the Central Plains and down to the much of the Rockies and up in the Northern Rockies and the Forkwood region and the northern Nevada. And Atlantic clouds from east Montana and up in the northwestern Canada from British Columbia all the way out of Manitoba down to Ontario and up into Quebec here. Alright, let's take a look at our map situation here. Stationary cold front from British Columbia to Danfu. The Northern Rockies ended up in southeastern Saskatchewan up in western Manitoba. Warm front from Manitoba. Pink front up in Manitoba and the cold front from Ontario. Station front from Wyoming, stretching down to Kansas, Oklahoma, down to Arkansas, Tennessee, down to Georgia, and not to sea. And a lot of frontal boundaries and low pressures covering much of the western portion of the country here, with some high pressure in northeastern Nevada and central Colorado and western portions of Wyoming here. Here we got a high pressure in western Plains states and western New York and the North Carolina coastline here, and in Louisiana Gulf coastline here. It is a frontal boundary from northern Kentucky and up into West Virginia, western to Pennsylvania, and fronted by off New England coastline off to Nova Scotia. Frontal boundary in the Bahamas out to sea. 74 degrees at temperature in Boston. It's 85 in New York City, 82 in Washington D.C., 79 in Pittsburgh, 88 in Atlanta, 90 in Miami, 92 in Brownsville, 99 in Dallas, Texas, 81 in Kansas City, 88. 78 out in Chicago, 81 in Detroit, 77 in Minneapolis, 79 out in Omaha, Nebraska, 85 in Albuquerque, 82 in Denver, 86 in Salt Lake City. A pair of 97s in Phoenix and Salt Lake City, 74 in Los Angeles, it's 69 out in San Francisco, 74 in Seattle, and it's 77 out in Great Falls, Montana. High pressure from southern British coming off the Washington and Oregon coastline here. Current conditions around the region, 74 in Boston, 82 in Pittsburgh, 83 in Bedford, 77 in Beverly, 78 in Gloucester, 78 in Worcester, 83 in Sturbridge and Webster Island, in Milford, 82 in Norwood, 81 in Taunton, 80 in Bedford, 75 in Plymouth, 77 in Falmouth and Chatham, 77 in Martha's 78 in Nantucket, 67 in Cape Cod Bay, 73 in Provincetown, it's 77 out in Block Island, 79 in Providence, it is 82 in West Philly, and 82 in Springfield, 82 in Springfield, 82 in Amherst, 79 in Greenfield, and then Manoff Adams, 78 out in Pittsfield, 81 in Albany, 79 in Bennington, 75 in Brattleboro, 79 in Keene, 81 in Jeffrey, 81 in Manchester, 83 in National Hampshire, 84 in Concord, Hampshire, 80 in Portsmouth, Hampshire, 81 in Windsor, 85 in Hartford, 84 in Meriden, 82 in New Haven, 83 in Bridgeport, 76 in Long Island, 79 in Waterbury, 82 in Denver, it's 82 out in Montauk, 81 in Islip, and it's 84 in New York City here. Okay, let's take a look at forecast discussion around the country here. And it's updating. Yep. Showers and thunderstorms are expected to linger in the southeastern of solid front of boundary, and cooler from the Canada is expected to move into the northern and central United States, while heat will begin to build back in the Pacific and Northwest. It appears that weather pattern across the eastern United States and the deep south will become stagnant early this week as final weather restoration with high pressure center southeast across the Great Lakes in New England. Our front of boundary will be stalled across the southeast United States in the middle of Mississippi Valley, with a good chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially in Carolinas. Some of the rains can be heavy at times, especially late afternoon and early evenings. Meanwhile, clear from Canada with events steadily across the plains. Wind will begin to direct and solid front in the southeast, and showers and thunderstorms ahead of a cold front are expected to move across the northern central plains on Sunday and in the Midwest on Monday. Out west, some late afternoon and early evening showers and thunderstorms can be expected in portions of the interior mountains and little upper level ridges forecast to build into the Pacific Northwest early this weekend, and those will keep the region dry with the return of heat in the interior. An upper level low is lurking off the California coast, but much of the Golden State should rain fine and dry for Monday here. And our forecast discussion around the New England area shows high pressure will maintain dry weather into Monday before a slow moving front brings wet weather Tuesday and Wednesday, and dry and seasonable weather should follow later in the week. And your term is at 6 a.m. Sunday morning, 2:30 p.m. update. General cumulus has been formed across the metro interior while onshore far beyond. Sea breeze front has cleared skies along the median coast, and the SA showers more like sprinkles with drop of stuff for Maine and New Hampshire. And high resolution models continue to be too aggressive in developing more activity in southern New England, and nevertheless, we may see a brief shower sprinkling across the Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire and northeast Massachusetts. Our areas will remain dry, and clouds will diminish throughout the evening with the loss of daytime heating, leaving the clear skies at night with the light winds and the sea breezes as subside. We'll see another night of radiation cooling with 50s across the metro interior, the patchy fog and low-lying areas. Okay, let's take a look what is going on with Hurricane Julio here. About 20.1 in the north, 147.4 to the west, and about 500 miles, 85 kilometers east of Honolulu, Hawaii, and about 685 miles, 11 kilometers east of Honolulu, Hawaii. Maximum sustained winds 100 miles per 155 kilometers an hour, and the present movement west-northwest of 290 degrees at 16 miles per 26 kilometers an hour, and the minimum central pressure 98 millibars of 29.4 inches. Don't close the water, just warnings affect all interested in Hawaiian and should continue to monitor the progress of Julio this weekend. There, at 5 a.m. Hawaiian time, 15 UTC, the center of Hurricane Julio was located near latitude 20.1 in the north, 147.4 to west longitude, and Julio is moving toward the west-northwest near 60 miles per 26 kilometers an hour. This general motion is expected to be continued for Sunday night. The maximum sustained winds are near 100 miles. About 155 kilometers an hour, higher gusts and gradual weakness forecast during the next couple of days, but Julio's forecast will remain at hurricane for Saturday night. Hurricane force winds extend outwards up to 35 miles, 55 kilometers, and from the center of tropical storm, force winds extend outwards up to 165 miles, 270 kilometers an hour. The estimated minimum central pressure is 980 millibars, 28.94 inches. Low swell continuing by Hurricane Julio expected to produce and build and surf along most of the north eastern facing shores of the main Hawaiian Islands started tonight and continued early next week. And this is a map of Hurricane Julio moving to the north of the Hawaiian Islands, bringing some waves and surf. Alright. Let's take a look at Halong and Genevieve here. Genevieve is now at Category 2 typhoon with a 110 miles per hour, wind gust of 135 is moving northwest and move at the sea here. And tropical storm Halong is a tropical storm with 70 miles per hour, winds gust at 85. It's going to approach in Kochi, Japan in the next few hours here, and it's directed by south central Japanese sea with wind and rain throughout the south central Japanese coastline here and stretching out to sea here. Okay, let's take a look at our tonight's lows will be in the 60s for much of southeastern Massachusetts from Portland and all the way down to DC. 50s for much of Boston and points north and up in Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and up in eastern New York and up in Pennsylvania and up to western New York. Some 40s could be possible from around Elmira, New York, and around the Adirondacks and up in northern New Hampshire and Maine. Okay, tomorrow more sunshine and summertime, more fun Sunday. So when will it rain again? Late Tuesday and Wednesday as our front slowly moves for the region. And tomorrow's high is going to be 79 to 87 degrees here. Okay, let's take a look at our fort. Let's take a look at a view from the outside here. Okay. Let's walk you over here. And it shows another beautiful summer night evening. And if you're going to the One Direction concert at Gillette in Foxborough, you're going to have another beautiful night just like yesterday here. Beautiful sun and low temps. Comfortable, so another comfortable sleep night here. Alright, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this here. For tonight, podcast got low 58 degrees. Top wind about 6 miles coming in the evening. For Sunday, same sky down 84 degrees and calm wind becoming about 5 miles by the afternoon. Sunday night, patch back up to 5 a.m. wise. Podcast got low 61 degrees. Light south wind. Monday, most of the sun got down 82 degrees and calm wind becoming south about 5 to 7 miles by the afternoon. Monday night, podcast got low 62 degrees. South wind about 3 to 6 miles per. Tuesday, most of the sun got down 81 degrees. Tuesday night, chance of showers after 3 a.m. wise. Most clouds got low 66 degrees and chance of precipitation 30%. Wednesday, showers likely to possibly a thunderstorm. Areas of fall between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. wise. Clouds got down 36 degrees and chance of precipitation 70%. Wednesday night, showers likely to possibly a thunderstorm. Most clouds got low 63 degrees and chance of precipitation 60%. Thursday, most of the sun got down 75 degrees. Friday night, most of the clouds got low 58 degrees. Friday, sun got down 36 degrees. Friday night, podcast got low 59 degrees. And for Saturday, most of the sun got down 70 degrees. Peter's what a phrase of the day. A pleasant night on tap. Peter Channel News time is now 5:11 here, and it is time now for a little traffic report here on this Saturday evening, and it shows. Let's start you off. It shows a few slow spots. A4 eastbound, a little slow as approach the Massachusetts Turnpike. I know. Sturbridge due to an accident on Mass Pike on the westbound side. Mass Pike on the eastbound side accident past A4 and Sturbridge. It's backed up from Sturbridge down to Charlton on both sides here. 495 in the southbound side accident on 495 south after you pass Mass Pike and around Halston here, so a little slow in the Halston stretch of 495 southbound. Route 1 north, both sides around Gillette Stadium is bogged down from 95 and Walpole down to Gillette Stadium and down near 485 due to a One Direction concert being played at Gillette Stadium 10 at night. So expect this area of 495, 95, and Route 1 around the Gillette Stadium area to be busy here. And Route 3 on the southbound side, a little slow on Weymouth to Hingham here. And on Route 3 in Plymouth, it's an accident on Route 3 southbound after you pass the Plymouth Plantation Highway, and Route 3 southbound an accident around Route 44 in Plymouth here. And 25 on the eastbound side, a little slow from Wareham to Route 6 and 28 and down to the southbound side of the Bourne Bridge here. 28 northbound a little slow as you approach the Bourne Rotary, and Route 3 southbound a little slow from 3A down to the Sagamore Bridge, and Route 6 between 25 and 3 slow around the Bourne and Sagamore stretches here. And Route 6 on the eastbound side a little slow from Dennis down through Harwich here. And 129 on the southbound side a little slow from Wellesley down to Needham here. And Mass Pike eastbound side a little slow approach Route 122 to some more construction west in here. And Mass Pike on the westbound side a little slow. You approach the Ted Williams from Logan Airport here. And 129 on the southbound side a little slow from 95 and Peabody down for Linfield here. And up in New Hampshire here, and 95 on the northbound side slow from the Hampton Tolls all the way out to Portsmouth. You're doing an accident 95 northbound and past Route 16 for up in Portsmouth, Hampshire here. Alright, so good commute on this Saturday evening, and now the Peter Channel News time is now 5:13 here. It's time now for the Peter Channel News Evening Report here. Top story at 5. President Obama braced Americans on Saturday for sustained military involvement in Iraq, saying that the United States is prepared to continue airstrikes to protect the United States. Road crew workers clear the main thoroughfares at the devastation left in the wake of Hurricane Isabel in Hawaii. Road crew workers clear the main thoroughfares at the devastation left of Hurricane Isabel in Hawaii as Minnesota clean up Hawaiians set to vote in today's primary election here. President Richard Nixon's resignation as a speech from the Oval Office of White House in Washington, D.C. 40 years ago yesterday. One of the first images of the Ebola virus ever taken was Dr. Frederick Murphy at the Center for Disease Control and Prevention in 1976. Israel has been hit with a barrage of rockets ever since the ceasefire ended at Friday at 8 a.m. Hamas has threatened to hit Tel Aviv. The demand not met by Sunday. Watkins Glen, New York. Jeff Gordon's career in the Suns has continued on Saturday at the Watkins Glen International when the sprint series points leader won the pull for Sunday's cheese at 3:55. In Naypyidaw, Myanmar, the Philippines on Saturday accused China Nanjing its pledge to resolve territorial disputes, fight peaceful diplomacy, and renewed calls for Beijing to accept international arbitration over competing claims in South China. A top separatist leader on Saturday admitted that the Ukrainian forces had surrounded Donetsk, that they strangled the Russian-backed rebels, and called for a ceasefire on humanitarian grounds. An international court has ruled to dissolve the Freedom and Justice Party, the political wing of the banned Muslim Brotherhood, the Islamist movement, and its leaders. Mohammed Bani was sentenced to death earlier this year. Thousands of people towards the Israel's bombardment in Gaza have taken the streets of London in mass demonstration by trying to intensify pressure on the British government. An 18-year-old Bedford Township, Pennsylvania woman who went missing after reporting she'd stopped to check on a personal line and roadside ditch was found alive more than 6 hours after jumping from a slow-moving vehicle, police said. James Brady, the White House press secretary who took a bullet for former U.S. President Ronald Reagan in 1991, died on Monday as Virginia medical examiner ruled that Brady's death was homicide, the result of medical consequences he suffered. As John Hinckley Jr. will be facing murder charges for the delayed death of James Brady 33 years later. The Reverend Al Sharpton seeking to diffuse political and religious concerns over the proposed lead. A protest march across the Vermont on Narrows Bridge said on Saturday that the march against aggressive policing would be instead be held on Staten Island. Several hundred people turned out Friday night near Seattle for a vigil to honor 6-year-old Janice Wright. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, authorities say a 15-year-old Pennsylvania boy was driving a piece of farm machinery when it overturned in a manure pit, killing him instantly. Here, Mount Quebec's customers should be held hostage. Board of directors said. In New York, the S&P Dow posted their best day since March on Friday, with the market breathed the news that Russia ending military drills near the Ukrainian border while investors overlooked the U.S. airstrikes in Iraq. If you're tired of the slow and spotty internet connection, maybe you should consider moving to a new state. Broadview of Networks released a study of the varying internet speeds across America and that states that rank the top may come to a surprise. Apple's likely to bring its iOS-like Siri voice-based assistant for Mac OS X as it indicated in a patent application published in the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office on Thursday. Looks like Selena Gomez is about to receive the biggest honor than the Teen Choice Awards can bestow, following in the footsteps of mega talented performers like Reese Witherspoon, Justin Timberlake, and Britney Spears. Newsweek reported. Thought many didn't believe that it was a possible hit in the weekend. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will trump Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which banked at $12.4 million on Friday, and it's on the pace for a $42 million opening. Producer Ronald D. Moore is no stranger to fervent fandoms after working on both the Star Trek and the Battlestar Galactica franchises. Here, Kim Kardashian cheers on her husband Kanye West at festival in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park. Karen Garber, the Galaxy goes beyond the scenes with the three movie's experts. Roy McIlroy goes to the weekend on the PGA Championship with a one-stroke lead. It seems bigger than that as he tees off in the third round of PGA with the lead. Derek Jeter moved into the 6th on MLB's all-time hits list with a single on Saturday against the Indians after tying Hornets back on Friday. Jeter took sole position at 6th base with an infield single in the bottom of the 6th inning. John Clayton reports on the Vikings defensive tackle Linval Joseph suffered a major minor injury after getting struck by a stray bullet at a nightclub. A team of researchers from Harvard and MIT have developed a new kind of robot, and one that's capable of autonomously folding itself up in a particularly functional shape, and it's going on in Texas. A largest red-tide boom is present in the Florida Gulf Coast of the Theater Washington Shore over the next 2 weeks, scientists said Thursday. Almost every book on health explains one or more points on coffee. Few states are good and few bad, but if you count on most have no, discovering a lot of points are the same. Classifying cancer tumors by the molecular structure rather than the tissue organ where they were found, such as the breast and bladder, may lead to more accurate diagnosis or potentially better treatments and outcomes of patients. The new study finds. Okay, let's take tonight. The Red Sox will square up with the Los Angeles Angels. Game time 9:05 p.m. in Anaheim with Clary Buchholz on mound for the Red Sox. Here. Okay, this afternoon's Major League Baseball scores. Bottom of third at Wrigley, Chicago Cubs and Tampa Bay Rays. No score. Baltimore Orioles lead the St. Louis Cardinals 3-2 in the top of the second inning out in Baltimore. Cleveland Indians blank the New York Yankees 3-0, and then the Toronto Blue Jays edge out the Detroit Tigers 3-2. Okay, let's take a look at the New England Incident Alerts page via Facebook here. Let's see what's going on here. This is going to be breaking news here. In Malden, Massachusetts, an armed robbery IAO on Belmont Street, a black revolver shown. Victim beat with said revolver, relieved the cash and cell phone, bolo for a white Cadillac Mustang 155 RX3. An extra down on 321 Arcadia Road, 19-year-old male, possible adrenaline fire and rescue. Our current responder, Route 165 for travel delays, as seen, has been turned over to state police and patient has been transported to a local hospital. And 2 city men were shot at Adams 2nd Street in Pittsfield early Saturday, following a memorial of honoring a man who died this time last year of an accidental self-inflicted gunshot wound from Berkshire Eagle in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Here.